welcome. This is Thursday night, Michael Cole Facebook Live, episode 258. So we just continue to go out in, the Instagram space and the Facebook space and in search of hairdressers that have lots of awesome sauce. And tonight is no different. Danelle is going to be with us, Danelle Hayden, and the conversation, I'm looking forward to it. Because according to Luke Ellen Hofstetter, that she's a Jedi at balancing her life, the family life, the work life. She does an amazing job with new guest retention. I think that's running at about 80%, which is kind of right up there with off the charts. Hair color Jedi, so she knows that very, very well, and we're going to get her talking about all of that after her story's amazing. Annastasia Salon, I believe she helped open up the second salon. I'll ask her about that, and the owner is one of my homies, Luke Ellen Hofstetter. So let me tell you why I invited her tonight. First of all, I said to her, we were getting ready, I said, kind of a middle-aged millennial at mid-30 something. Look, at level 6, I want you to really note she works 20 hours a week. So she has very family-centered, and but when she's at work, she is like focused. So $114 average ticket, average day is $700, haircut is $71. Doing 30, she's probably trending 70, 80 referrals this year, and for 20 hours a week, that is nothing short of phenomenal. So it's almost like you got to take these stats and double them, right? Rebooking 90%, RTS is 14. Her trend, you can see 26 and 18, 35 and 19. She, in spite of COVID, West Coast was shut down like many, many, many moons last year, and she still squeezes out a couple of grand ahead. Trending, look at this. So she's trending to damn near double her income in 2021, and if I'm nice to her, I'm hoping she comes back to do an encore. Because I think she's just warming up. It wouldn't surprise me. I would bet Keith or Luke that sooner or later she's going to be trending to do 6 figures at 20 hours a week. I bet them both a Starbucks Grande latte, so we'll see where it goes. She's going to tell you her story, so I don't want to take anything away from that, but she graduates high school in 03, self-employed from about 06 to 15 in Texas, and then does a relocate in 16, moves to Oregon, starts at Annastasia as a level 2, and in 2021, level 6, and as I said, trending to darn near double her income. So she is in the game. You got to follow her, you guys, on Instagram. I absolutely love her page. It's almost like she's got it set up as kind of a hybrid website. She's got some really cool highlights going on. What she's posting on her grids are amazing. That's like $200, $250 tickets. I'm going to see if I can get her chatting about that and how that's serving her. And that's at Danelle Does Hair. So follow her because she's off the chart. So she's in my green room now. I'm going to get her talking about her story, and then see if I can, while she's in, have her share some of her secret sauce. So let me unpair my mobile and say a little prayer that the Wi-Fi gods are being nice to us tonight. Let's see if they are. There is Danelle, and I'm going to unmute her, and you're going to make her feel welcome, you guys. Hi, Danelle.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I love your glasses.
Oh, thank you. They're new.
Are they?
Thanks.
Oh, you probably bought them for the interview.
No, but I did wear them. I have a lot of pairs. I did wear them specifically for this. So.
Well, I know you got a lot cooking on in your life tonight with your fam, so I really appreciate you coming on and chatting with us for a few minutes.
Thank you for having me.
So you were in my guest room, and I was kind of setting up the conversation, and I want to get right at it, but we always love to start with the story. There's something about a hairdresser's story that a lot of us can identify with, and I love your story. So get us started. who are you, and how did you decide to, pursue your livelihood as a hairdresser and get you to where you're at now with Annastasia?
I started when I was 17 years old, right out of high school this summer. I graduated. My best friend decided to go to hair school, and I didn't have anything to do, so I went with her. We went to hair school together. I'm originally from Las Vegas, and so I did beauty school there, and I worked right out of the gate. I went from Cosmo school to doing hair. I wasn't an associate. I didn't have any coaching. And I worked there for 2 years before I decided to move to Texas to pursue my undergraduate degree. And when I went to Texas, I continued to do hair behind the chair to pay for college. And I did. I took out a minimal student loan, but I was able to do hair the whole time I was in college and pay for that. And I really am grateful for that. And when I was done with college, I decided I have a great clientele and I don't need my college degree. And I still continued doing hair. So I did hair in Texas for about 9 years. And then in 2015, we wanted a life change. My husband is from the South and I'm from a hot place, and we just were overheat. So we moved to Oregon and started over again, doing hair. And that's what I love about this career is I've been able to do it in 3 different states, spanning like 17 years now. So, yeah, and now I'm with Anastasia's for almost 6 years in November. And wow. I'm grateful for it.
That's a cool story. I mean, you gave me some stuff I wasn't aware of. That's like front page news. One that I didn't know that when you went from Las Vegas to Texas, did you say you enrolled in school to pursue a degree?
I did, yeah.
Oh wow! So while you were doing hair, you're going to college. You said did I hear it right? Paper college?
I paid for college.
Oh,
yeah.
I get it. You paid for college. So did you like stay on like a 4-year ride to get a degree, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I originally, before I even went to beauty school, I did like a dual class in high school. I did college and high school. So I had some college credits, and then that helped me get into an undergraduate program, and I finished in 4 years.
Wow. Texas. What's your major with your undergrad?
I have a Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, so nothing.
That's probably your secret sauce. Why you bond so well? Because Luke said that you just really your clients just love your energy, and that you retain first-time clients become lifetime clients. So I don't have to think about, okay, how's that work? So that's cool. And then. So you it sounds like you meet your hubby in Texas,
mm-hmm.
And then
Definitely.
You guys get married and decide, okay, we're done with the heat. Let's go up to the northeast. So you like started over in Portland.
I did completely over. I knew about. I could count the amount of people on my hand that I knew when I moved here. So
what did you and your hubby like? Just throw a dart in the north west and it landed on Portland, or was there a particular reason other than it was cooler that you moved there, like family or anything like that?
No family. We some of our dearest friends live here, and we would visit them at least once, if not twice a year. And it's beautiful here. So
oh yeah,
we were ready to go.
So you've been there now, what, 6-7 years?
About 6 years in November.
And you have a fam. You got some kitty cats.
Yep.
How many?
2, and you might hear them. So
that's all right. It's the fam dam. And you said your hubby came home from work right away, and so he's kind of keeping them on ice while you can sneak away for a couple of minutes in looks like another room in your house and have a conversation with us.
Yes, exactly.
Well, let me pivot to the next question, and it's a really important question because out of all the interviews we've done, first of all, you wouldn't have been invited tonight unless you were doing something that kind of goes beyond the ordinary. I mean, you're just really growing at a nice clip, and you've got some really cool stuff going. But there's always this point in someone's story where it's a pivot. Like something happens where nitroglycerin goes on their bonfire, and on however they're growing, they really start growing. It spikes. And I know that you've had a couple of those moments. Give us one where the lights went on and you were never the same.
Well, I mean, being that I've done hair for a while now and then moving to Oregon and starting over, and I didn't have any coaching or anything. It was when I was booth rental, I didn't have anything. And moving here, I have gotten to have so much coaching and people cheering me on. And that has helped tremendously. I was stuck and burnt out before I moved here. And so I would say in the last 5 years being here, that was like a pivotal turn. Because my career in Texas, I loved my clients and I loved the ladies that I worked with. They were all like second moms, but we were all independent. And I had no one to lean on. I had no one to help me grow or do any education. And I will say the biggest thing is the possibilities that the coaching they've given me and shown me what I can have. I mean, honestly.
Oh yeah, no. Listen. That's an excellent answer, because I consider Annastasia probably tied for first in the best salon in the Summit community, and I really mean that. I mean, I've interviewed Luke a number of times and a number of your besties in Anastasia, so I know Anastasia well. So the idea that you kind of come from Texas, where it is what it is. It's self-employed, and we like each other, but and like you said, you don't have access to any coaching or culture or people that you feel part of the community, and all of a sudden you step into a world like that, and it's like, oh my God. Yeah,
I mean, Luke. One of the first times I met Luke and having our coaching session, he told me, like I would come to him and like, I don't know what's happening, or I'm struggling with something. He's always like, get out of your head. And to this day, I mean, almost 6 years later, I'm always like, get out of your head, because I tend to overthink everything about anything. And so, and Christy, she also does the Summit World, Christy Kono, she's also been a great coach to me and helped guide me and tell me that like the things are possible and you need to just like go with it. And
right. Yeah, it's almost like, let your mind go, trust us, we'll coach you, and you're like, you embrace that, and it's like something like you don't know what something is until you hadn't had it for a long time, and all of a sudden you access it and you go, it's really, really a difference maker. So it sounds like the combination of coaching, a culture of encouragement, and you said education. Those three things, like kaboom, it kind of blows the sides off of your brain box.
Yeah, and I mean, I think my coworker Catherine was on a month or two ago, and she was like, I drank the Summit Kool-Aid, and I thought it was funny because even today I was listening to the associate program, because eventually that's what I would like to do, and so I was listening to Heather talk, and I didn't get access to any of that. I mean, 17 years ago, we'll probably talk about it later, but social media wasn't around. To find people to coach you and to find people to like lean into and gain these like bits of knowledge, and even scripts. I had no idea that existed until I came to this salon, and it's been super helpful for my confidence to like have that stuff.
I'm so delighted that you're saying this, because there's a lot of people that'll watch and go, I know, wherever I was before, it was almost like a developing nation. It was, you just didn't have the resource, but you don't know it at the time until you access it, and you go, whoa. So you almost like jump time. You're able to, the traction you get on your action when you're in Anastasia is amazing. So it sounds like you've been on just a great, very fast ride. How has this changed you, your standard of living, your fam? Because you couldn't be on the ride that you're on without it profoundly affecting you and the fam.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be quite honest, when you start over completely from scratch, it's very scary. But coming through that and trusting the progress and the everything. I mean, I'm at a point right now that my husband was laid off for the last few months, and I was able to like help provide for the family, and I only work 20 hours a week. And the reason I work 20 hours a week is because when he does work full time, we don't have we don't have family here, and so my kids are my main focus. I want them to be world changers, and so being home with them and keeping them happy and healthy. But I also love working. So over the last 6 years, I've been able to like focus on doing work and making it really well, and then having a really good family life at home too.
Wow, and to be able to, I mean, think about it, to be able to, as your husband transitions from something to something else in that hang time, you're able to provide for the family, watch the children inside of 20 hours, a 20-hour a week livelihood. I mean, that's right up there with almost unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. And before COVID too, I mean, I had these small shifts. They were 4-hour shifts. And I mean, I've switched since we've come back from COVID to have like working, to be honest with you, 2 6-hour days and an 8-hour day. But before COVID, I was only doing 4 hours. And I really truly think like I loved those 4 hours because it was how I had to work it with my husband. We're like 2 ships passing in the night. But now that I can have 6-hour shifts, you can look at the numbers. They just skyrockets my income just a little bit to have to work smarter, not harder in those small hours.
I didn't tell you this. I'm going to tell you this because Luke and I geek out all the time about the people on the team, and I said I'm predicting that you will do $100,000 in W-2 income at a 21 hour work week. Now, time always reveals where the truth resides. So in the next couple of years, you'll either say you were hallucinating or oh my God, I can't believe that this thing continues to grow. So that's what's so cool. There's a lot of things that are cool about this conversation, but that's one of those things that are cool is that you're able to really do that. So I'm going to have you come back for a couple of encores to keep us updated because I just love the trajectory that you're on.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, when Luke messaged me and told me the numbers, to be honest with you, I had no idea where I fell in our salon company. I just go to work, make my living and come home. And then when he texted me, like, this is where you're at, and I was quite shocked. I didn't know that.
Right.
And I was really grateful that that's where in 20 hours, I'm able to make that kind of living.
Yes. Yeah. Well, if it's mind-blowing now, stay tuned because because I've seen some of your buds that I've interviewed from Annastasia. So I just see this, it's going to continue. Now, I want to pivot the conversation a little bit and get you talking about what it is you're doing inside of your 20 that's growing your income at the rate that it's growing. So, you got some really cool stuff going on social media. You probably have some other stuff going on in real time when you're with your guests. In your opinion, what are those things?
When I'm with my client, before moving here, I love my clients. I think I can have a great conversation. I try to relate to my clients really well. I think there were some things that were missing with my clients, like communicating pricing. That's a hard one. If you're not trained with that on how to have that communication, it's hard to have that. And now I'm a lot better about communicating with them about price or about time. Some clients just want to come in and get out, and you're like, this is a 3-hour service. And letting them know that this is going to be a relationship. And when they're there, I always try to pre-book them mid-service and let them know in advance. Hey, this service is you probably want to come in a few months just to get it tweaked, or we want to gloss you. or your birthday's in September, let's book you for that before your birthday. Just having that communication door open, and keeping it very chill and flowing in the conversation.
And yeah, it's a chilled out conversation, but it's intentional, right? I mean, I was kind of crawling your Instagram page, and I saw your highlight on how to book, and you're taking advantage of some online booking stuff. I'd love to get you talking about that a little bit about. So how's that work? Like I mean I could actually watch that little highlight slide presentation, and it gave me something to tap. And how many of your clients take advantage of that?
You know, I wasn't quite sure how many were taking advantage of it until recently, and my pre-books just alone in the salon were sitting at about 75%, and then when I went through and looking at how many people were booking online, it popped me up to about 90% total pre-booking. So I have a big chunk that will pre-book at home. And that conversation I have with the client, most of the time, if they're like, I'm not sure, I say, download the app and you can go and look at my schedule and find a slot that works for you. If it's 11 o'clock at night and we're closed, you can book at 11. The pre-booking online has been awesome because most of my clients were doctors or nurses. They don't know their schedule. And so it gives them the option to quickly go on and put something in. And I'm really tapping into online booking and trying to encourage people to make their next appointment while they're in the chair, if they want to, on the app. So it's a slow moving, but I see more people using that online booking.
And what's interesting is you're probably in the upper 10% where, if you got 10 hairdressers, 9 of them aren't doing this at all, and they're intimidated by it. And then there's 1 out of the 10, you being one of them, that are really kind of pioneering it and kind of moving the ball forward. What I found fascinating is Luke now is saying, you're running at if I'm listening right, you're running at 90% pre-book, but because when a client books himself online, he counts that. You're saying my organic traditional pre-book 75%, but then the other 15 to 20% of that is my clients booking themselves. And it sounds like there's some clients when they come in and they're having their services done, as they're kind of going through they'll set up their next appointment to come back on their own mobile when they're with you.
Yeah. I know you touched when you're introducing me, you said middle-aged millennial, and I felt that because I think, especially going back what I said earlier, it's like almost 20 years ago, we didn't have social media, you didn't have online booking, and even I was in that mindset of like, I don't want to learn that, I don't want to do that. And I still have that moment of, Instagram is a lot right now, but that's one thing I've learned too, is like, I gotta stop saying I can't or I won't, and I need to like embrace what's happening, and online booking is what is happening right now. And social media is what is happening right now. And that's, I'm trying to be better about getting referrals via Instagram, but it's changing that focus and that mindset of being open to the possibilities of those things rather than I'm stuck in my way and I don't want to learn that.
I love it. Yeah, I'm my prayer is that the people that are watching tonight, and there's going to be a whole lot more people watching, that they have their ultrasound hearing aids on as they're listening to you to speak, because this is so real. It's like if you're not using online booking, if you're not using Instagram strategically, if those are not real-time conversations when your guests are in the chair, you're just not going to grow as quickly, and as nothing's easy. It's going to be way more difficult to grow a business if you're not doing this. And yet most hairdressers, like you said, they're stuck in their ways. It's intimidating, or they're hoping, maybe it'll go away and it'll kind of go back to the way it was. And you're going, what did you say? I've stopped saying I can't, and I've stopped saying I won't. Is that how you said that?
Yeah. And I mean, I've been there. I've been where they are, and I still have my moments, but we have to move forward with what's happening. And I mean, another thing that would, like I said, I was all, this negative think talk that's always in my head. I have to stop that. And the comparison game, like, I'm not good enough. I have some, coworkers who are rocking the Instagram thing and the social media. And I'm always comparing, like, oh, mine's not as good as theirs. Like, you have to start somewhere, we have to start somewhere to grow. So, yours might not be great right now, but it could be worse because you didn't even start. So start your social media, start online booking, and it will slowly get better.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the things you sent me, and you said, I've stopped the comparison game. I'm just over it. I'm not comparing, how I'm doing to how I think they're doing. That I think that's why compare and despair are two words that rhyme with each other, because when you do that, you get depressed. So you just say, just keep chipping away. And I when I look at your branding on your Instagram, I would say you are like right up there with best of the best at Annastasia. So it's come a long way. So kudos to you. Well, I want to start bringing this to a close, but before I do this, promise me you'll come back for an encore. I just, like in 3 months, 6 months, whatever, because I think your story is so unique with 20 hours and the fam. I want to see how close you can get to a 6-figure W-2 inside of that 20 hours. I think it can be done, and not if, but when you do that, you'll become a vision of one more thing that's possible. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Promise me you'll come back.
I'd love to. I would love to.
Okay.
I hope that happens. I want that to happen.
Oh, I bet you do. Oh, yeah. Money is good. Before we sign off, a lot of people watching tonight. Going to be a whole lot more people watching this over the next few weeks on, where I live online. They're looking at you and they're identifying with you. They're listening to you and they're relating to your story. Except you're in a place that they're not yet, and they're in a place that maybe you were, when you were an independent in Texas, and they're listening, they're going, okay, so I get it. And they're almost like at the holy jumping off place. I wonder if I took the leap of faith like she did, could I get to where she's at? What might you say to them that would maybe nudge them or, kind of push them off the cliff so they fly?
I would just say, one, just don't give up. You might be in a spot where you're stuck and you're feeling burnt out, but maybe take a day, regroup. If you need a week, regroup, but come back. And I'm so into education that there's so much out there that you take one class and your spirit will be right back up, and you'll want to get back in the ball game, and you're going to want to win. And there's business classes out there. I love taking the business classes because I didn't have any of that before coming here. But there's classes to teach you better skill, better technique, better how to do things in better timing. And I just think the education aspect is out there, and some stuff is so free that you can just watch it, and that will re-spark that joy and spark something in you to keep going and be.
Yeah, I bet the last 20 interviews that I've done, that almost every one of them said underscored education, and it's free. First of all, gone are the days where you have to go in your car and drive an hour and at a hotel and you're giving up the day. It's like you can do this online on your mobile. You can flip it to a podcast as you're driving, and the biggie, it's free. Or I should say, it's compliments of, the brands. So, you guys are a PPD, so you're saying anytime you plug in, it recharges and re-energizes you, and that's what you would say to somebody to motivate them to take the leap.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even watching some of these played back from my coworkers or some other people that you interviewed, and I was just like, oh yeah, like sometimes we just need some encouraging words from someone else, and it might not even be about our life, but hearing people succeed, and you want that joy. I used to run races, and you'd always get energy watching people running, and you're like, I'm gonna go run. And so I feel like when you can watch other people and know that that's where you want to be, it'll spark that joy.
I love it. Well, we're out of time, and I want to keep the conversation going. But you promised me you'd come back, and I stay real close to Annastasia and Luke and Keith, and I just think you're doing cool stuff. So we will pick up where we left off, when you come back for your encore. But Godspeed to you, my friend. Keep up the great work. Tell all my friends at Annastasia that I love them to the moon, and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
We're going to give you a round of applause one more time before you leave. Have a good night. Get back to your hubby so you can help him with the kitty cats. See ya.
Okay.
What an extraordinary, wasn't she cool? I mean, I love the energy, because she's so organic, she's so real, and I don't know, I found myself kind of swept into her story about, I loved how she put it, I stopped saying I can't or I won't. She just said that there's just too much going on with, online booking's the biggie. And by the way, at Annastasia, you can count anytime your client books themselves online, whether they're in the salon or later on, it counts as a rebook. And so when you put the two numbers together, she said, I'm running about 70% traditional rebook, but I got about 20% of my clients so far, I've taught them to rebook themselves, and I just tell them, I teach them how to download the app. Gee, if you're 1 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, you can book, and her clients love it. I mean, we're in a day and age, she says, I got that figured out. My Instagram, I'm watching my peers. Clients that will actually DM her. They'll take a screen grab of a piece of content they'll get off of her grid or a highlights. They DM it to her, asking her questions about it. She DMs them back, oh, sure, we can do that. Asking the client to send me in a selfie so I can kind of see where you're at now. All that stuff gets figured out. It's like the consultation before the consultation. So that when they come in, what used to be called the traditional consultation, basically, hey, it's great to see you. You've been hanging out online. We know what we're going to do. Let's go and do it. And what she didn't get into is that the combination of online book and the consultation before the consultation, clients are showing up at a ticket price that's probably twice as high as they would be if they were they were doing that themselves. It says, our coach comes from Annastasia. Her name is Christy, and I go to live stream late. See you next time. So Daniel Bell was saying that as well. So at any rate, great conversation. That we're going to give it up for Danelle one more time. I want to just take a second and underscore some things. Tonight's interview is going to live on my two pages, Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist, on both Instagram and Facebook, and we'll do, I'm sure, it's going to be a cool little micro-learning, because she said she gave us a lot of golden nuggets. And what we'll do is we'll kind of cook that down to 5-10 minutes, and I'll put that on my Instagram, IGTV channel on Michael Cole Summit. So go there as well. Hey, while you're there, not just follow, but hit my link tree, because in the link tree we have my new calcs. So I've got the Dream Machine calc, I got the Magic Day calc, I've got the Golden Goose calc, the Debt Free calc. These are all calculators to not only blow up your income behind the chair, but also how to build your savings account, so that if in 10-15 years behind the chair, you really have a great little nest egg. So hang out with those as well. If you haven't taken advantage of our online coaching, you can now get a complimentary virtual consultation, if you will. To our coaches show you what's possible. Danelle was even saying that the coaching that she gets, it was a difference maker for her. So take advantage of that. Last but not least, we always like to take pause and just express gratitude to L'Oreal Professional Products, because we're powered by them. So if this is working for you, one of the ways you can express your gratitude is support their brand. So to the degree that you're using Biolage, Pulp Ride, Pureology, Kerastase, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Matrix, Shoe, Mazzani, plugged into Salon Emotion, to the degree that you do that, they're in a position to support us financially. The PPD, L'Oreal, that's our fuel. So it was wonderful what Danelle was saying, is because she says you can go online and watch something, and she called it for free. And I'm saying yes, but it's really compliments L'Oreal. So L'Oreal gives us money, Summit money, Michael Cole Summit money, to do this so that it can be brought to you. Nothing's free. Free's cheap. It's compliments them. So to the degree that you're growing, they're going to grow if you're partnered with them. So enough about that. It was a great show. I'm going to let you get on with your evening, have some dinner. I'm going to have mine. And we will pick up again next week where we left off. And this Sunday, come hang out with me on Instagram. I'm doing every Sunday now. We do IG, Instagram lives, 30 minutes on Michael Cole mindfulness. So it's a new training product that I'm working on. And I actually have been bringing it to the world on Summit salon365.com. So you can, it's a course, but I go there to kind of practice and warm up on Instagram Live. So love to have you. It's on Sunday mornings. I believe it's 10 o'clock Central. That would be 11 in the East, and what would that be? 8 o'clock for my friends that are on Pacific. So have a great evening, my friends, and we will see you soon.